Hey everyone, let's jump right into this. Today, we're unpacking one of the most massive pop hits of recent years, Guru Randhawa's high-rated Gabbaroo. Now, on the surface, you know it's this incredibly catchy dance track, but beneath that infectious beat lies a brilliantly structured story. It's all about the intoxicating power of beauty and attitude. So in this explainer, we're going to break down the exact anatomy of this infatuation using the song's own lyrics to see how it perfectly captures a complete emotional takeover. Let's dive in. Now, this question right here, this is the emotional core of the entire song. We're immediately hit with a massive contrast. You've got this tough guy, someone who is highly rated, confident, literally at the absolute top of his game. And yet, the whole premise revolves around him being completely disarmed. It really begs the question, what kind of unstoppable force does it take to humble someone with that much social standing and swagger? Well, to answer that, we have to look at the primary weapon used against him.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the power of Nakhra, or weaponized attitude.
So the song literally kicks off with this line. The narrator is just exclaiming how her attitude, or in the original Punjabi lyrics, her Nakhra, kills him. And boom, that instantly establishes the central conflict of the narrative. It's not just that he thinks she's pretty, it's that her very demeanor is literally lethal to his composure. He's a casualty of her presence from the very first beat.
And you know, Nakhra is such a culturally loaded term. It isn't just a simple attitude in the typical Western sense of the word. It's this completely overwhelming, localized phenomenon. It's the flair, the grace, the calculated coyness, and the untouchable swagger of a woman who knows exactly the effect she's having on the room. It is, quite simply, weaponized charm.
Now you've got to contrast that with our narrator. A Gabbaroo isn't just some random guy. In this cultural context, a Gabbaroo is supposed to be the ultimate alpha. He's strong, handsome, intensely confident, totally top tier. He's the guy usually breaking hearts, right? The untouchable, tough guy who is highly rated by literally everyone around him.
Which makes this vivid juxtaposition absolutely brilliant. The narrator is openly boasting of his high-rated status, he knows he's a catch, he knows he's the top dog, yet in the exact same breath, he admits total and utter defeat the second he encounters her Nakhra. The tension of the whole song is built right here. The unstoppable force of her grace colliding with the supposedly immovable object of his ego, and his ego just instantly shattering.
Moving right along to Section 2, the crowd goes crazy, where we see this turn into a localized phenomenon.
What's really fascinating here is how the lyrics suddenly shift focus away from the narrator's internal feelings and out to the surrounding environment. It proves that this reaction isn't just in his head. Her hypnotic control is universal. The lyrics tell us the boys have literally gone crazy just trying to keep track of the rhythmic sways of her movements. She's completely disrupting the normal flow of reality for everyone in the room.
As we're laying out here, the song paints this incredibly vibrant, honestly almost chaotic picture. It's absolute mayhem. People are placing bets and losing those bets on a daily basis because she is just so unpredictable and captivating. And to make matters even worse for our tough guy narrator, the crowd is actively teasing him. They're asking him questions about her, knowing full well he's totally under her spell. He can't even hide his infatuation.
Okay, let's zoom in a bit for Section 3, a lethal sideways glance, focusing on the power of micro-expressions.
This specific lyric is crucial. It shows that it doesn't take these grand theatrical gestures to captivate someone. She isn't doing anything over the top. Just a simple, subtle, sideways glance is more than enough to do the damage. It works wonders, or absolute magic on him. It's essentially a stealth attack on his heart. I absolutely love this because it hits the nail on the head regarding the true anatomy of infatuation. We always think of romance in terms of big cinematic moments, right? But the reality is that the smallest, quietest actions, a specific smile, a tilt of the head, a sideways glance, those often have the loudest, most devastating impact. That subtle micro-expression is the exact moment the Gabbaroo loses the battle.
And check this out. She doesn't even need to speak a single syllable. Her eyes are actively challenging him. She's communicating an entire complex conversation, asserting her dominance and asking questions without ever parting her lips. She is 100% in control of the interaction, using nothing but her gaze. Which brings us to our final section, Section 4, Guru's Heart and Mind, representing the ultimate takeover. So this is it, absolute and total surrender. The lyrics state she has taken over his dil and dimag, his heart and his mind.
She hasn't just caught his eye from across the room anymore, she has fully colonized his entire consciousness. He can't think logically, and he can't feel anything other than this intense infatuation. The high-rated Gabru has been completely rewired.
This right here is the exact moment that tough guy swagger drops entirely. The lyrics express that if she simply came into his life, it would be beautiful. It's where this genuine vulnerability shines right through the upbeat pop production. It reveals that beneath all those high-energy beats and boasts of being a top-tier guy, there is a deep, earnest, and highly romantic yearning. He literally just wants her in his life. And wow, the narrative comes completely full circle here. The man who started the track boasting about his untouchable status is now openly declaring that his survival depends entirely on her. He says he cannot live without her, he would die. We see the high-rated Gabru totally stripped of his armor, completely humbled, and fully devoted to the power of her Nakra. So it leaves us with this final thought to ponder. No matter how confident, successful, or highly rated we might think we are we all just one sideways glance away from total surrender? The anatomy of infatuation suggests that when we meet a truly powerful force, control is just an illusion. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this explainer on high-rated Gabru. I really hope it gave you a brand new appreciation for the amazing story hiding right there inside the beat.